700 years. For 700 long, lonely years. This was his life. Wake up, compact trash, build skyscrapers of junk, and then go home to watch his favorite movie, Hello, Dolly. This was the routine for Waste Allocation Load Lifter Earth Class, or as we know him, WALL. He was the last little robot left on a planet choked by garbage, a silent custodian of a world humanity had long abandoned. But Wall-E wasn't just a machine. He was a collector, a dreamer. Amidst the mountains of forgotten things, he found treasures. A rubber ducky, a light bulb, a spork. Each discovery was a tiny piece of a puzzle he couldn't quite solve, a glimpse into a life he'd never known. His only friend was a plucky little cockroach, his constant companion in the vast, silent cityscape of trash. Every night, under a sky dimmed by dust, he'd watch the romantic scenes from his old videotape, holding his own metallic hands, dreaming of connection. Then, one day, everything changed. A colossal spaceship descended from the heavens, its powerful engines kicking up clouds of dust that hadn't been disturbed in centuries. From its belly emerged a probe, sleek, white, and futuristic. It moved with a grace and speed Wall-E had never seen. Her name was Eve, an extraterrestrial vegetation evaluator. Her mission to scan for signs of sustainable life. Wall-E was instantly captivated. He'd never seen anything so beautiful. He cautiously followed her, a bumbling, rusty admirer trailing a celestial being. He tried to show her his treasures, his Zippo lighter, his bubble wrap, hoping to catch her attention. But Eve was all business, her powerful arm cannon ready to blast anything that got in her way. She was focused, driven, and completely oblivious to the little trash compactor who was falling head over treads for her. He finally got his chance when a massive dust storm rolled in. Wall-E, ever the gentleman, led Eve to the safety of his home, a cozy shipping container filled with his collection. He showed her his world, the shelves lined with trinkets, the twinkling Christmas lights he'd strung up. He tried to explain his favorite movie, The Magic of Holding Hands, and then he showed her his most recent, most precious discovery, a tiny green plant growing in an old boot. The moment Eve saw it, her mission protocols took over. A green symbol flashed on her chest. She carefully enclosed the plant inside her storage cavity, and then she went into standby mode. She was a statue, completely unresponsive. Wall-E was heartbroken. He tried everything to wake her up. He took her out into the sun to charge her solar panels. He protected her from the rain with an old umbrella. He even tried to play fetch with her, but she remained still and silent. For days, he sat by her side, a loyal guardian, waiting for his new friend to return. Just when he was starting to lose hope, the spaceship returned. It swooped down and collected the dormant Eve with a frantic Wall-E clinging desperately to its hull. This was it. He wasn't going to lose the only meaningful connection he'd ever found. He held on for dear life as the ship blasted off, leaving the dusty brown earth behind and soaring into the star-dusted blackness of space. What he saw next was beyond his wildest dreams. He journeyed through nebulae of breathtaking color and dodged asteroids, finally arriving at his destination, the Axiom, a massive, luxurious starliner that had been humanity's home for the past 700 years. And what a home it was. The humans on board were different. They glided around on hover chairs, their eyes glued to holographic screens, sipping all their meals from a cup. They had grown so reliant on technology that they had forgotten how to walk, how to interact, how to live. They were blobs of people, completely unaware of the universe around them, their lives managed by the ship's friendly but controlling autopilot. When Wally arrived, it was chaos. This dirty, clunky little robot was a foreign object in a sterile, automated world. He zipped through the pristine halls, leaving dirt tracks and accidentally disrupting the perfectly ordered lives of the human passengers. He even managed to knock a few of them out of their chairs, forcing them to see and touch their world for the first time. His main goal, though, was to find Eve. He followed her to the ship's bridge, where she presented the plant to the captain, according to the original plan. Finding a plant was the signal that it was safe to return to Earth. The captain, a man who had only ever known the simulated life on the Axiom, was fascinated. He began researching Earth, discovering images of farming, dancing, and a world bursting with life he never knew existed. He felt a spark of something new, a desire to go home. But Otto had other plans. It was programmed with a secret directive from centuries ago: never return to Earth, as it was deemed too toxic. Otto was determined to follow that order at any cost. It stole the plant and framed Wally, marking him and Eve as rogue robots. Suddenly, our two heroes were fugitives, hunted by the ship's security bots. What followed was a thrilling chase through the Axiom. Wally and Eve, with the help of a band of misfit, malfunctioning robots they'd accidentally set free, had to fight back against AUTO's control. During their escape, Wally showed Eve the recording from his security camera, how he had protected her when she was deactivated. She saw his loyalty, his care, his love. In that moment, EVE's programming gave way to feeling. She held his hand, just like in the movie, and a spark, literally, flew between them. Their bond solidified. They teamed up to retrieve the plant and get it to the ship's holodetector. This would trigger an automatic jump back to Earth. The final confrontation took place on the Lido deck. The captain, inspired by Wally's courage and his own newfound longing for home, fought back against Otto. He stood up, literally, for the first time, and manually battled the rogue autopilot for control of the ship. In the struggle, Wally was severely crushed while trying to keep the holodetector open. Eve, seeing him broken and near death, raced against time. With the captain's help, she placed the plant in the detector just in time. The Axiom tilted, sending the hoverchair-bound humans sliding and tumbling, forcing them to interact and help one another. The ship's course was set. They were going home. As soon as they landed back on Earth, Eve rushed Wally back to his container. His lights were dimming, his systems failing. She frantically searched through his collection of spare parts. replacing his crushed components with the skill of a seasoned mechanic. She replaced his circuits, his treads, his crushed body. Finally, she rebooted him. He woke up. But something was wrong. His memory was wiped. He was back to his original programming, just a mindless trash compactor. He started to compact Eve's treasured possessions, the Zippo, the light bulb. He didn't recognize her. Eve was devastated. In a final, desperate act, she held his hand and gave him a gentle kiss, a small electrical spark, and then a flicker. His eyes refocused. He looked at their intertwined hands, then up at her. He squeezed her fingers. Wally was back. His love for Eve had rebooted his soul. The humans, led by the captain, stepped out onto Earth for the first time in their lives. They felt the soil beneath their feet and the sun on their faces. The captain planted the small boot plant into the ground. It was the first step. They were going to clean up their world together. And watching over them were two small robots, holding hands, ready to start a new life on a planet that was finally, after so long, beginning to heal. Wally didn't just save a plant. He saved humanity from itself, reminding them and us of the importance of connection, of caring, and of home. Thanks for watching our deep dive into the story of WALL-E. If you love stories that warm your heart, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more. See you next time.